I'm Gail Becker. I'm the founder of Caulipower. I started the company in 2016. We launched in 2017. And within about 3 years, we became a top 10 frozen pizza. So we started in 30 Whole Foods stores. I still remember where I was the day I got the note from Whole Foods. Very exciting day. That was in February 2017. Like a lot of young companies, we didn't have any data when we started. I did a little bit of research. There was no category. There was no better for you pizzas. Everything that was gluten-free only ticked the box of being gluten-free and certainly didn't taste good. So in many ways, we created the category. We look at categories all the time. We're famous for our pizza. We have our new frozen meals, top chicken tender, which is the healthiest chicken tender ever made. Why do we go into those categories? And what are the other categories that are ripe for innovation? That's where the data is invaluable. It helps guide us. It tells us, what are consumers looking for? What is growing? What is shrinking? I think a lot of times when people think about innovation, they think about the products that we have brought to market. And that's really important. That is obviously the core of innovation. But what's equally as important, which people don't talk about as much, is what's left on the cutting room floor. What categories do we decide not to go into because the data tells us not to? That is invaluable, and in my opinion, equally as important as telling us which categories to go and disrupt. And SPINS has really helped guide us in terms of what data we need, but also what data we don't need. Data is a little bit of art and a little bit of science, right? I think people sort of think of it as all science. It's not. It's a lot of insights too, and I think that is the collaborative nature of our relationship with SPINS. You guys show us the data, you walk us through, you tell us what to know, and then you reveal what is behind the data. Why are people doing those things? Why is product moving and not moving? And that, I think, is so invaluable as we continue to innovate, as we continue to listen to what consumers really want. So we look at what is really driving consumer traffic, what is growing, and what is growing not because of external factors like the pandemic, for instance, which obviously had an impact on the data, and we relied probably heavier on the data during the pandemic than ever before. A lot of our competitors actually in frozen actually stopped innovating during the pandemic because they just didn't have the resources, right? Everyone was just focused on getting food from point A to point B. What we did during the pandemic is we doubled down on innovation. And SPINS was a big reason for that. We saw what people, the shifting trends and what people were looking for. You know, what was trending in taste? What did people, what was trending in convenience, right? We went from everybody cooking at home to everybody not wanting to cook at home. And so, I mean, those are massive shifts. And SPINS really helped us understand what was driving that and has really led to our innovations. Innovation is expensive. It's expensive not just financially, time, energy, resources, and obviously money. I mean, some of our innovations take 2 to 3 years. So if a company is going to undertake that, you better have a really good handle on what is selling, what is growing, and what consumers are looking for. And that's really what SPINS does for us and obviously for other companies as well. I mean, it is really some of the most valuable guidance that we have. I think one of the unique attributes of SPINS, as opposed to other sources of data, is really the co-collaboration, the consultative approach, you know, the relationship, the partnership. Sometimes we get exactly what we need. Sometimes we need to ask for something different, and SPINS is always there to give it to us and help us know what to ask for, because sometimes we don't. But what also matters in innovation is speed. It's a very competitive industry. People are innovating, in some cases, too fast. But the key to being able to innovate quickly is to have that data to inform us, to drive us, to guide us. And we're so proud to partner with SPINS.